Okay, so as we seek to learn more and further our understanding as to why so many of us are suffering from so many diseases due to high blood sugar and high insulin, I ask you the question, what is not represented on this plate? We know that we're working from the direction of including fat, protein, and fiber in our diets and using those food categories to drive our glucose into optimum range 70 to 85. In keeping with that, this plate is comprised of foods that represent the fat, protein, and fiber categories. This plate includes sour cream and cream cheese, cheddar, pepper jack, and Asiago cheese, stewed pork shoulder, a fatty cut of steak, stewed chicken thighs, and chicken thighs because they're the fattiest part of the chicken, pork sausage, homemade, egg souffle, nice and cheesy, made with butter and heavy whipping cream and all those different types of cheeses I mentioned. Also, in addition, goat cheese is in the egg souffle. Here we have a ground sauteed turkey. Here we have greens. We have a broccoli souffle. Souffled means that it has eggs, cheese, heavy whipping cream, etc. It also includes a legume in there of black-eyed peas. Here we have another legume, lentils, and black refried beans. And on top of the sour cream, there's a dollop of horseradish. So I ask you, what is not on this plate? It's full, it's nutritious, it's delicious, it's cheesy, it's meaty, it's fibrous. So what's missing from this plate? Do you see potatoes? Do you see rice? Do you see pasta? Do you see bread? Do you see any foods that have been dredged in flour and then deep fried in seed oils and vegetable oils that are inflammatory and that contribute to insulin resistance? You don't see any of those glucose spiking foods. And when glucose spikes, insulin spikes. No, you don't see any of those foods. I wanted you to see that it is possible to make a plate that will satisfy you visually as well as from a satiation standpoint without using foods that your body does not like. I encourage you to track your blood, to become an inside tracker by taking your fasted blood glucose reading every day so that you can determine which foods take your blood glucose up, and which bring it down and steer it into optimum range. I want to share with you the fats that I use when cooking. This fat is called leaf lard, and it is rendered from around the kidney, and that makes it the most nutritious lard. I order it online from a company called Fannie and Flo. Fannie is spelled Fannie, and leaf is spelled Leaf, leaf lard by Fannie and Flo. I also like to use Kerrygold pure Irish butter, unsalted. And I like to buy the unsalted because when things include salt, they are salted by table salt. When it says salt, that means table salt. And table salt is the least nutritious of all salts. So I like to buy my butter unsalted and then salt it with pink Himalayan salt so that I get the full spectrum of minerals that my body needs to be healthy. Back here you see bacon drippings, and the bacon drippings are rendered from this bacon called Never Any. It says hickory smoked uncured bacon, and it says no sugar. And I purchased that bacon from Aldi, and that's how I render my bacon drippings. When you shop at the national chain grocery stores, the bigger grocery stores, it's hard to find bacon without sugar and without other additives like maltodextrin and dextrose and these other kinds of man-made sugars. Anytime you buy something in the grocery store that is convenient, it's conveniently made, it's already mixed, it's already seasoned, anytime you do that, you are participating in putting in your body inputs that will cause you to become a person who seeks the medical system because of the damage that those chemicals do to your body. Many of them are purposely addictive so that you continue to buy the products, continue to feel that you can't live without them, even though they make you feel terrible, or you know intuitively the food is bad, but you feel that you can't make better choices. You feel that you can't do any better. You feel that the system has you and you feel helpless. Those kinds of addictive ingredients, and sometimes they're under headings such as artificial ingredients or natural flavors. They will be in that food at a percentage level that the government does not require them to itemize what those ingredients are. So, become an ingredient list reader and stop purchasing foods that are fake, man-made foods that damage your health and feed you into the healthcare system. Going back over here to the fats. Here you see heavy whipping cream, another one of my favorites. Animal products have 0 carbohydrates. 0. So when you're eating a dinner plate that has a variety of meats, or even if it only had one meat, but you started by eating the cheese is pure fat. It has no protein. So when you eat that cheese, and I should take that back, it does have protein, but it's primarily fat. It's fatty, 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 fatty. There's no flesh in the cheese. So when you start by eating the cheese and you layer your stomach, you coat your stomach with fatty foods such as the cheese and the sour cream and the cream cheese. If you start there, then take some bites of meat before you move into consuming the carbohydrate. In this case, it's all vegetable carbohydrate, but it's carbohydrate nonetheless. The body has the greatest glucose and insulin response to carbohydrates. It has the least glucose and insulin response to the fat and the animal protein. Thereby, if you're trying to reduce, and let me change that. Not if, because we're trying to improve our health. Because we want a gentle rise when we eat and not a spike, because spikes damage. We have to understand that the content of our plate matters, what we eat, following the guidelines of fat, fiber, and protein, understanding that the order in which we eat, that matters as well. We want to coat our stomachs with fat. Then go into the proteins, the flesh. Then go into the vegetable. The other thing that matters is quantity. We want to eat until we feel satisfied. Not full, but satisfied. We want to eat at a slower pace so that our brains have the ability to recognize, oh, I've had enough. I feel satisfied. If you eat fast, your brain will not have the opportunity to give you that signal before you have overeaten. And glucose and insulin rise in keeping with quantity as well. So you just want to consume the amount of food that makes you feel satisfied, then put the rest away for the next day. I've had people to ask, Sean, I know you don't eat all that food, do you? No, I don't. I put together a plate like this. I prep it for efficiency. I don't want to have to make a new plate every day because I don't want to use my time that way. I have other directions that I want to allocate my time. So one of the ways that I can cut down on the feeding process is to prep a plate like this and then eat off of it several days in a row. And if I eat, for example, all of that piece of steak, then tomorrow I can just add another piece of steak because I have enough of everything else. That's how I do that. So, in keeping with fat, again, we've got lard, butter, heavy whipping cream, bacon drippings, bacon, ground pork, goat cheese, sour cream, cream cheese, mild cheddar, pepper jack, and I had a package of Asiago that dropped, so let me put that back. Asiago cheese. And then I have walnut oil represented here because walnut oil is a plant-based omega-3 oil, and I squirt that in my salsa. Here in the middle of our plate, there is garbanzo beans, Asiago cheese, salsa, stewed tomato, heavy whipping cream, red and yellow peppers, and purple onion. Purple onion, some people refer to it as red onion because it's higher in polyphenols. If you ever have a choice between something that is white versus something that is purple, choose the purple to get the polyphenols. And that's why even the black beans are a favorite. And then in the stewed chicken, there's kidney beans and aduki beans, because those deep colored black olives, the things that are dark, wild blueberries, they provide polyphenols. And polyphenols work to the good of your health. Certain foods spike glucose and insulin. And when those entities are spiked, it causes circulatory damage. In other words, damage to our circulatory / vascular system. Our vascular system represents the tubes, the arteries, the veins, the capillaries, the roads and the highways and the byways that our blood course through. When those small roads are damaged, then the blood pressure goes up because it can't course through the body the way that it should, because the tubes are damaged. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients. When it cannot course through from our head all the way down to our toes, tissues die. And we experience symptoms such as fatigue, dementia, heart disease, including heartburn, headaches, vision and hearing loss, high blood pressure, etc. These are all symptoms caused by consuming man-made fake foods that damage our bodies over our lifetime. Those foods include things like crackers and chips and cereals and donuts and baked goods, French fries squirted with ketchup, accompanied by pop and juice and drinks and powdered lemonades. Become a blood tracker. Test your blood to learn and understand how what you eat and drink, the exercise that you do or don't do, how that's impacting what's going on inside of you. It's great to look good, but as we all know, what's really most important is what is going on inside of us. Please understand that this is doable. This is understandable. The more you understand it, the more motivated you will be to make the necessary changes to feel better. And some of the benefits that you're going to have by feeling better, you're going to be more productive. You're going to be happier. You're going to spend less money buying over-the-counter medications, going in to see the doctor, getting prescriptions filled. You're going to like the benefits of driving your blood into optimum range, 70 to 85. You can do this. I'm rooting for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe the channel, and join the journey of personal responsibility and empowerment to prevent diabetes, to get out of prediabetes, and to regain better health that you so richly deserve. Bye now.